Good evening, everyone. Tonight, allow me to take you on a journey beyond time, a journey into the fascinating and mysterious world of Greek mythology. In these ancient tales, gods and mortals walk side by side, their fates intertwined in stories of bravery, passion, and sometimes tragedy. The story I'll share with you tonight is one of the most moving of them all. It speaks of absolute love, heartbreaking loss, and the incredible strength a human heart can find to overcome the impossible. This is the story of Orpheus, a musician of unmatched talent, and Eurydice, the woman who captured his heart. Imagine a world where music can calm storms and make the stars weep. Imagine a love so powerful that it drives a man to defy death itself. Now picture yourself in a state of calm and serenity, ready to drift into this story as though into a gentle, mysterious dream. Lie back, let go of all the day's tension, and allow your thoughts to settle. Take a deep breath and listen closely. This tale is more than just a story. It is a melody that echoes through time, an ancient song that speaks to the soul. Close your eyes, if you wish, and let the words paint a picture in your mind. Here is the tale of Orpheus and Eurydice, an epic of love and tragedy. Orpheus was no ordinary man. Son of Calliope, the muse of poetry, and a Thracian king, he possessed a rare and extraordinary gift, the gift of music. His lyre, a divine instrument given to him by Apollo himself, seemed to be enchanted. When Orpheus played, his music transcended human understanding. His melodies could calm the winds, soothe wild beasts, and even bring tears to stone. People gathered to hear him, enchanted by the sweetness of his songs. The nymphs danced to the sound of his lyre, and even the gods sometimes descended from the heavens just to listen. Yet, despite his fame, Orpheus remained humble. One day, as he played near a river surrounded by flowers, he caught sight of a young woman of radiant beauty. She was Eurydice, a dryad, a nymph of the woods. Her long, flowing hair seemed to capture the sunlight, and her eyes, a deep shade of green, reflected the forests she called home. Their eyes met, and in that instant, Orpheus knew he had found the love of his life. He set down his lyre and approached her gently. "Who are you?" he asked softly. Eurydice replied, her voice as melodious as a singing stream. "I am Eurydice, daughter of the forest. But who are you, mortal, with such tender eyes and such enchanting music?" Orpheus smiled. "I am Orpheus, and never have I seen beauty greater than yours." Eurydice blushed, but she too was captivated by the man whose music touched her soul. They spent hours talking, laughing, getting to know one another, and soon their love became an unbreakable bond. Their wedding was held in a sunlit glade. The gods themselves blessed their union, and Orpheus played his lyre, singing for all who attended. Their happiness seemed perfect, but as so often in Greek myths, fate had other plans. One day, while Eurydice wandered alone through the woods, she was pursued by Aristeus, a shepherd infatuated with her. Frightened, she fled through tall grass and thorns. But in her flight, she failed to see a serpent hidden beneath the leaves. The snake bit her on the ankle, and its venom spread swiftly. Eurydice collapsed to the ground, her breath fading away. When Orpheus found her, it was too late. He knelt beside her, holding her lifeless body in his arms. Tears streamed down his face, and a cry of despair escaped his lips. That day, Orpheus's music changed forever. The joy that once filled his melodies turned to sorrow and grief. He played for Eurydice, hoping she could hear him, even in death. But her absence was a void nothing could fill. "I cannot live without you, Eurydice," he whispered. Determined to bring her back, Orpheus made a bold decision. He would descend into the underworld to find her. The journey to the realm of the dead was long and perilous. Armed with nothing but his lyre, Orpheus walked through desolate lands where not even birds dared to sing. At last, he reached the entrance to the underworld, a dark, foreboding cave. Cerberus, the three-headed dog, stood guard. His fangs were sharp, and his eyes glowed a menacing red. When Cerberus growled, Orpheus showed no fear. He stepped forward slowly and began to play his lyre. The notes arose into the heavy air, soft and soothing. Cerberus, entranced by the melody, sat down, then rested his hands on the ground and fell into a deep sleep. Orpheus stepped into the underworld. Before him stretched the river Styx, its dark, restless waters churning endlessly. Charon, the ferryman, awaited him in his boat. "What are you doing here, mortal?" Charon asked in his gravelly voice. Orpheus replied calmly, "I have come for Eurydice." Charon burst into laughter. No one returns from the realm of the dead. But without another word, Orpheus began to play his lyre. The waters of the Styx grew still, and Charon, moved by the music, gave him a nod. "Get in the boat," he said, "but I warn you, few dare to challenge Hades." Orpheus crossed the Styx, his lyre in hand. The souls of the dead gathered around him, drawn to the sound. They had long forgotten what it meant to feel. But Orpheus's melodies awakened in them distant memories of love and life. At last, Orpheus reached the throne of Hades and Persephone. Hades, the dark lord of the underworld, regarded him sternly. "Why do you disturb my realm, mortal?" he thundered. Orpheus knelt before him. "O Hades, master of shadows," he said, "I have come for Eurydice, my beloved. She died before her time, and I cannot live without her." Persephone, moved by the sincerity of his love, spoke softly. "Listen to him, Hades. Perhaps he deserves a chance." Orpheus lifted his lyre and began to play. The notes echoed through the depths of the underworld, telling the story of his love for Eurydice and his unbearable sorrow. Even Hades, whose heart was made of stone, was moved by the music. He paused for a moment, then finally spoke. "You may take Eurydice back to the world of the living," he said, "but on one condition. During your journey, you must not look back at her. If you do, she will be lost to you forever." Orpheus nodded. He would do anything to bring her back. Eurydice appeared, pale, silent, her spirit still cloaked in the shadows of the dead. Orpheus reached out to her, but she could not yet touch him. Together, they began their ascent out of the underworld. The path was dark, and the silence heavy. Orpheus played softly to soothe his fears. Yet doubt began to creep into his mind. Was Eurydice truly behind him? He longed to turn, just for a glimpse, just to be sure she was there. But he remembered Hades' warning. "Do not doubt, Orpheus," he whispered to himself. Still, the doubt grew, burning like an uncontrollable flame. He could almost feel Eurydice's presence behind him, yet he heard no sound. As they neared the exit, daylight began to pierce the darkness. Unable to resist any longer, Orpheus turned his head. Eurydice was there, just a few steps away, but her eyes were filled with sorrow. "Why, Orpheus?" she whispered as she faded away, drawn back forever into the depths of the underworld. Orpheus reached out desperately, but it was too late. His beloved was gone. He returned to the surface, broken and alone. His music, once divine, became a haunting, sorrowful song that pierced the hearts of all who heard it. He spent the rest of his days singing of his lost love, wandering through the hills of Thrace, until fate at last caught up with him. And so ends the story of Orpheus and Eurydice tragedy that reminds us that love, no matter how powerful, can sometimes be undone by a single moment of doubt. It is a story where love defied the gods, yet doubt changed the course of destiny. It reminds us that even in our darkest moments, there is a profound beauty in love, in music, and in hope. And now, as you prepare to drift into sleep, let this story echo softly in your mind. Imagine Orpheus's melodies floating through the air, soothing souls and lulling the stars to rest. Take a deep breath, feel your body unwind, and let your thoughts grow still. You are safe. The world can wait until tomorrow. Let your worries fade away, like mist dissolving in the morning light. You are surrounded by deep calm, and with every breath, you sink closer to peaceful sleep. I wish you a gentle, restorative night, one filled with dreams as beautiful and mysterious as the story we've shared this evening. Good night, and may your rest be full of serenity.